Game Woven is now proudly part of the One Shot Network. Check out other great podcasts at oneshotpodcast.com.
Hey there, listeners. Just a reminder going into this that the next couple of episodes are going to be set in the city that we created with City Planning Department. If you didn't listen to that, then just be along for the ride, but taking a bit of a different look at this city located somewhere in the heart of the Empire.
Hello, Weavers, and welcome to another episode of Game Woven. Today, I'll be your host, Lex Olden, but you can call me they, which doesn't rhyme with the intro I did. Usually it rhymes. Don't worry about it. Today, we're playing a special little game that isn't done at all, and don't worry about it. Kids on Drakes, a hack of Kids on Bikes. Yay!
Yay!
So excited.
Now, before I get too distracted, let's introduce the cast today. First of all, we got Emily, who you all know, but give us an intro anyway.
Howdy, hey!
Fuck you.
It's not what I usually say. I usually just say hello. I'm Emily, better known around the internet as was foretold. I'm part of the Game Woven people-y thing, so I do the stuff. The vibes are gonna be so great all night. Anyway, yeah. You can find me as was foretold on the internet, where I do some art stuff, some dice stuff, some other stuff, and mostly these days have been talking about pop punk like it is the year 2004.
They're having a good time.
And let's introduce our other cast member, Brianna Jean.
Hi, I'm Brianna Jean. I do most of the editing here at Game Woven, as well as over at Pseudonym Social for the Graveyard Tapes, for Queen City Supers, and for an unexpected art lesson, those last 3 on the radio, because I still don't know how I managed that, but I'm on the radio in Canada, so that's fun. And I'm an indie author, working under 3 different pen names.
And we have 2 lovely guests today. And let's introduce them now with, first off, Gen Z.
Hi, I'm Gen Z. I'm so excited to be here. I'm a core member over at the Roleplay Retcon podcast, which is a podcast where we take box office flops, the movies that just didn't do great. We take those and we roleplay them under lots of different systems. We use a lot of indie systems, and then we also use indie artists for our soundtracks. And we take turns directing each of the movies as a series. So if you're into that kind of thing, come check us out. You can find me some places as Jinsey Dactyl.
Roleplay
One
Retcon.
shot podcast network.
That's what I was gonna say. That's what I was gonna do.
Which Game
Roleplay
Woven is also-
Retcon, along with Game Woven, are part of the One Shot Podcast Network. So check us out along with our other sister shows. Now for our final guest, a good friend of mine, Rainy.
Hi, hello, my name is Rainy, or Rainy Keys. As you can find me most places on the internet, if you're trying to search for me on the Deadbird website, that is at Rained Keys for those interested. But honestly, I prefer if you find me where the skies are bluer, over on Blue Sky at rainykeys.bsky.social. I am a Twitch streamer for art, and I do play a variety of games, but I'm also sometimes, on the occasion, an AP personality over at Neon Lights Roleplay. The last couple of shows that I've been in that you can take a look-see were A Blade's Will, where I was Chihiro Kurama, The Mercenaries Do, where I was Herta Bancroft, and plenty of others. That is where I am from, and that's all you need to know about me.
All right, now that we've got our talent introduced, we're gonna actually start with character creation, which is honestly pretty simple. because we got to make two things. We got to make a kid, and we got to make a Drake. The stats are simple. So all you're going to need to play this game is a set of dice, everything but a d20. And there's 5 really simple stats. We got blunt, remove a problem, finesse, avoid a problem, conviction, endure a problem, instinct, spot a problem, and mischief, cause a problem. Those are the main stats we're using today. Character creation is simple. You just assign one of the dice between a d4, d6, d8, d10, and d12 to one of each. If you guys want to try and spread the stats around, you can talk to each other about what you want to do. If not, just make a character and see what comes out of the party. For maybe helping with a character, things that are in the city that may have brought your family here, or just at least something you're interested in.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, there's a big ass sports stadium where they play the Empire's favorite game, Six Knives, which involves people riding giant bugs throwing knives at each other.
Weird form of jousting, but I'll take it.
We got a magic school that specializes in gravity magic. There is a hospital that's devoted in it primarily focuses on autopsy, understanding human body, autopsy things. That's its main goal.
Yes, to make better soldiers and make better servants. Yes. There's a bone cathedral.
Yeah. There's a cathedral that is a church to your emperor. Long and live his name. And there's a lake with magical creatures in it, and we never described the creatures, I don't think. So they're there. Whatever we say is going to be canon.
Okay.
I do find it amusing that the dock is probably now currently tilted down towards the lake, because I don't think the lake was included in the part of the city that floats currently, unless we want to adjust that.
There is a city that floats.
So here's the thing: some fucking idiot. So there's a mine here where they're trying to mine out a giant fossil of a bird.
It's gone.
Did we actually finish mining the bird? I don't remember.
Yes, when
Bird's
the city started floating, everyone put the pieces of the bird back.
Right. Some council member who's a fucking moron decided, hey, if we can't dig up the bird, why don't we just fly the whole city with the bird there?
Really?
It didn't work well, and the city's currently levitating 3 feet off the ground.
It can't clear the hole that it's made, but it's also high enough that if anything stops the levitation, the city's gone.
Yeah.
So that's why there's the school there, because they're trying to figure out a better way to do it aside from just using the blood fountain, because that makes it really hard to have thralls in the city.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a bunch of big ass chains keeping it from rotating too much, but it does shift from left to right on occasion. So it is technically a floating city. Technically.
I guess we get to decide if the lake is part of the floating city or if the docks just got partially demolished when the city lifted off of the ground.
I like the part the docks getting partially demolished.
Me
Because
too.
trying to make a lake literally float, not good idea.
No.
That is too much rock to be moved.
It's not floating very much, so it's just a little step down to the docks.
Yeah. I mean, they could have probably also built a little bit extra, but no, the docks should stay. Some of them probably got splintered and they had to refix it, make an extra ramp incline to it, but
they had to make a lot of additions to the supports, including making it so the supports will move. So maybe they've just got these little rolling tracks that the dock slides around on.
who knows? I was thinking more the long stilts that Louisiana houses near the bayou sit on.
Yeah.
For flood seasons.
Something like that, but there's also the fact that the city rotates slightly. The city is tidally locked, so they have to hold it in place. They figured something out. I have decided though that my character Penelope, her parents came here to work at the Cathedral of Bone.
Gotcha.
And she's expected to one day take up that duty herself.
I am the Bone Guardian, guardian of the bones.
Hades quivers before her. Fuck off!
Fuck off!
Sorry, I had to make a sand guardian of the sand.
Understandable.
Well, yeah. I made 2 decisions, and then was like, I'm just gonna count out whatever's left.
My stats in order of like highest to lowest is literally blunt, finesse, conviction, instinct, mischief.
Nice.
I'm good at hitting things, I'm committed to the bit, but I'm also kind of dumb.
I'm great at enduring and causing problems. I'm really bad at avoiding them.
Are we gonna figure out like how we know each other? Because our families are from different areas? Is that a thing?
So, this city was founded, I'm going to move time forward a little bit, maybe 15 years ago at most.
Okay.
So,
So it's actually got a history that's been longer than a year. Cool.
yes.
Wow.
So, some of you might have been born here, some of you might have moved here. That's your
Okay.
call. We can make it simple that you guys are just a group of friends. We could do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
We made friends like kids do.
we live on the same street.
Mhm.
Nice.
And it's good to have friendly bonds with the community to help better serve the Empire.
Yeah,
course.
you need friends to hang out with at the blood fountain.
Well, the biggest thing to
totally.
note is that all 4 of you have drakes, which isn't normal necessarily.
Okay.
So, generally, drakes were seen as special to the Empire because, the whole vampire thing. They saw a creature who has a special connection with blood in that once they drink something's blood, they have perfect recollection of where you might be able to find it. But sometimes if it drinks a person's blood, instead of hunting them down, they form like an almost magical bond with them.
Ooh.
Nobles get like ample opportunity to get a drake. If you're not a noble, it might just be random chance, or maybe it was like a present from like a rich uncle or something. But for whatever reason, you all got your own drake, which is up to you to decide how it happened. Pure accident, nepotism, whatever.
Okay, cool.
Also, brief context question. When you say drakes, are these things big enough that we can ride them into
Yes.
battle, or are we talking about... Okay.
They are in fact big enough that you can be in fact be a kid on a drake.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
Makes sense considering we are kids on drakes.
Exactly.
What?
Hold on.
Yeah.
That's
Plot
the name of the
twist.
game.
Roll credits.
The biggest ones that we've shown in the show so far is like, think horse-sized. Those are the biggest we've had so far.
Mm.
We have had horse-sized capybaras, so...
Yeah, we've had horse-sized everything except horses. We don't
Yeah,
have horses.
no.
Fun fact about this continent that we are world building on is it's called Noraquis.
No horses. Amazing.
Look, I took a cue from the Arctic and the Antarctic, which just means bear and no bear. So
Nice. Nice.
Which means either
Yeah.
there are horses somewhere on another continent and someone named this continent for the fact it has no horses, or it's just called no horses and nobody knows what the hell a horse is.
Nice.
don't worry about it.
We got
We
Drakes.
won't figure it out for a very long time, but by the time we do figure it out, we're not going to remember this conversation.
Oh no. No, that could be for the 5-year anniversary.
It
A
sure
thing-
can be.
That I wanted to mention that I immediately forgot is this is a fantasy setting with fantasy races and species, but we've never established what kind of people might live in this continent, in this empire aside from vampires. We've never really
Oh.
talked about it.
We have humans and we have Verdreen, which are vaguely plant people. We've also established rabbit people.
The rat people have like their own little corner that they don't leave, as far as I know.
Yeah. They've got their little
Hey,
warning.
the Bowerlands is under the Empire, just FYI.
No, it is, but I don't think they leave their like county or whatever.
The vampires don't think they're worth it to really bother them.
Well, but vampire bunnies. Instead,
Vampire
we just have
bunnies,
were
right.
rabbits.
Okay, Banicula.
Wasn't that like
Though,
a
yes,
like a kid's
hilarious.
book?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Banicula,
Yeah,
that's it.
Banicula.
That's it. Banicula. Nice.
But guests are not only allowed to create new things for us to play with, you're encouraged to.
Yes. If you feel like going, actually, my character isn't human, they're a big banana man, I won't stop you. I'll greatly suggest you don't.
We
I'll
would
be
have a
sad.
nice
You
tangent
could choose
figuring out how it
anything else.
works.
All right, let's go around. Emily, if you could introduce your character, their pronouns, if they got a nickname, their nickname, and also tell us our stat.
I'm going to be playing Ellis Dunes, who is he, they pronouns. My stats are Blunt 6, Finesse 4, Conviction 10, Instinct 8, and Mischief 12. So I cause a whole bunch of mischief. I'm really bad at avoiding problems. Really good at starting them. I'm just gonna say that I'm the little shit of the son of some like nobleman who got moved out here to help start the aristocracy.
Ooh.
Which I'm still gonna be
Fun.
a little punk emo kid because, play your strengths. But
I was about to say
Nice.
because you.
You're gonna be vampire.
it does make me
almost.
wonder. Yeah, it does
Vampire
make me wonder
candidate.
what's it like trying to rebel against your parents in a vampire-run empire when you just say like vampires are cool, but fight the system.
Are you cool with your dad's name being Cecil? I just grabbed a name.
Sure.
I've had a list of names I wrote down to be thrown at NPCs already.
Cecil Dunes has a nice ring to it.
Cecil Dunes.
Cecil Dunes.
Yeah, I just chose my name because I've been listening to a lot of the band LS Dunes.
Hey, that's really cool.
It's like Ellis. Yeah, that's like an actual name.
That's cool.
Sure.
Yeah, that's cool.
Bree, could you introduce your character to the listeners?
Because that totally doesn't sound like I just took a word from somewhere. You saying that somewhere else.
That's why.
That's why they did that.
Yep. So, my character, her name is Penelope. She was adopted at a very young age into a family that serves at different cathedrals of home. They were brought in when she was very, very little to help build up this bone cathedral. And since she was adopted into the clergy, she got their last name. So her last name is Blood Priest.
That's cool.
We do love it when last names literally were your profession.
Mm-hmm.
Penelope Blood Priest.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, Penelope Blood Priest. She has another last name probably somewhere. She doesn't know, though. She doesn't know anything about where she's from. She was just raised in the church in this really interesting town. I have Blunt, D12, Finesse, D10, Conviction is D8, Instinct, D6, Mischief, D4. I'm very good at following the rules. I just don't think about it too hard.
Nice.
I'm gonna mess with you so bad.
Gen Z, if you could introduce your character.
Yes, so I am playing Gwen, they, them, and Gwen is a virgin, and I am super excited about that. So I think Gwen's family moved here to kind of get away from other bad stuff and kind of blend in a little bit, even though they really don't. So Gwen is not so much a troublemaker, but definitely is just trying to endure all of the trauma and everything. So from highest to lowest, they've got a 12 in conviction, a 10 in instinct, an 8 in finesse, a 6 in blunt, and a 4 in mischief. It's not that they don't have any mischief in them, but they really don't want to cause too much trouble and be targeted.
Or maybe you like to and you're just bad at it.
Yeah, or yeah, could be. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Rainy, your character?
Hi, hello. I will be playing Bryn Moore, Macbeth. You all can blame me later. They, she, but you can always just call them by their nickname of Bryn. And Bryn Moore moved in with their mother, just their mother. They don't talk about their dad a whole lot. and mentions siblings, plural, doesn't specify. But Brynmore came here with their mother, as their mother was drafted to be a professor here to help at the Magic Academy and to assist with the city's current rotational issues.
It's been 15 years. It's still not fixed.
Oh no, it's not even close.
I am a sort of fae, but I can definitely at least let the listeners know that I am unfortunately not one of the fungal fae. But I do have the common fae marker sign points, the pointed ears, sharp teeth, cat-like slits to my irises, the works. My stats are blunt 4, my finesse is an 8, conviction is a 6, my instinct is a 12, and my mischief is a 10. While my mother is here purely for work, I am just here moral support, probably.
Also, I forgot to mention, as far as Penelope knows, she is entirely normal human. But she does have some scales, like, around her spine and across her shoulders that are... She just thinks it's an interesting skin condition. Her parents certainly haven't told her anything different. She thinks she's human. She's not exactly.
Hell yes. Okay. Oh, also, for Rainy, I remembered a name that is of Celtic origin for your mother is Fia, one you take. Fiad.
Fiat? Fiat? Oh, I love Fiat. Let's do it.
Cool.
Nice, that's a good name.
We've got Bryn, Win, and Pen.
Nice.
What was your last name? Macbeth, right?
Macbeth. Mac. Not Mick. Mac. Macbeth.
Macbeth.
And capitalize that B.
I did.
Okay, good.
So now here's the other part. We get to make the drakes, guys.
Yay!
I'm so excited.
All of the drakes have the same stats, and we decided before we started recording, everyone's gonna be making each other's drakes. In the order that we introduce everybody, I guess. So it's Emily makes Breeze, Bree makes Genzi's, Genzi makes Rainy, Rainy makes Emily's. If that's cool.
Yeah, that's cool with me.
Okay, cool.
Perfectly fine with me if that's okay with Emily.
And so
Sure.
far, the only thing about drakes, like I said, they're like dragon dog horses. And the couple we had, they were like the lizards that like run on water. I assume just any kind of lizard you want to have, that's probably fine.
As it's for us, it's more of like, oh my gosh, look what I have. He's so cute.
Let's start backwards this time. Rainy, can you introduce your drake to us?
Of course. Just so the listeners know, Genzi made my drake. My drake is named Callan for his stats. They are blunt is 12, finesse is 6, conviction is 10, instinct is 4, and mischief is 8. So Callan is very much a protector of Bryn, especially since Brynmore is very, very, very squishy. Not quite glass bones and paper skin, but bruises easily, unfortunately. And thusly, I think Callan's disobedience, or his one major flaw at current, is that he can be a little too protected. Maybe jumping in a little too soon on that snap, because his instinct is a 4. He might make a wrong snap judgment of like, oh no, my person is going to get hit, when really it's Bryn's mom is just reaching down for something close enough to Bryn that it looks not great. Or, like Bryn looks like they're going to fall, and they weren't really, and it ends up, sometimes that just ends up a little bit like trying to protect makes it more of a mess in the funniest of ways.
Basically, he's kind of like the dog that is convinced that the dude just walking by in his own yard is out to kill the entire family. So she's like, don't
Yes.
you dare!
Tell you,
I love that.
don't do it! I'm watching you! So that also kind of leads into how I feel like Bryn and Callan are connected, is that, yes, Bryn's mother knows about Callan. They all live very nice and comfortably, passing it on to Genzi.
Okay. My drake was created by Bree, and I'm really excited. So his name is Thorn. And he has 6 blunt, 4 finesse, 10 conviction, 12 instinct, and 8 mischief, which I think is really great. So he's got really high instinct and strong conviction, which is nice. A little mischievous, which is also really cute. But one of the things that Bree said that I really liked was that when he takes a nap, sometimes he looks like a log. So he's got like all of these little spikes on him. And that kind of made me think about how his flaw, I think, with a finesse of 4 and how he looks like a log when he's sleeping, I think he's just a tired boy. Like, I think, like, you know, he's got good instincts and he's got strong conviction, but man, he just gets tired easily, and sometimes he just needs to just go off and have a little nap. So I think maybe that's his disobedience, if anything. He's just like, oh, not now. I'm too tired. I gotta take a little sleep.
Also, depending on where he goes to nap, he might be difficult to figure out which log is her Drake.
Right. Like, oh my God, which one is he? I love that. And yeah, maybe he's hard to wake up. Like, even though he's got strong instincts when he's alert, like maybe it takes him a while to get up. So yeah, I think that's his flaw there. But my parents also do know about Thorn as well. I think we live together.
Heading off to Bree.
Yeah, so my dragon's name is Odysseus. I call him Odie sometimes. Penelope's parents are not aware that she has this Drake. She just kind of found him while she was off doing tasks around town because she hasn't reached the age where she has to fully commit herself to the church, so she does a lot of community service stuff, and her parents are... I kind of picture after certain points, it's not quite a traditional thrall, but there's something like that happens with them. She's not there, but her adopted parents are. That's why she just hasn't told them, and they haven't noticed that she sneaks down to the docks a lot to check on Odie, who has a blunt of 8, finesse 6, conviction 12, instinct is 10, mischief is 4. He commits to it. He firmly believes that his instincts are correct. He has the world's worst sense of directions. Odie has gotten lost in a room with one door before.
Impressive.
Nice. Maybe we can pause for just a second. I think Rainey forgot to put something in the chat.
Oh, Jency also made the very wonderful and fantastic motion of saying that Callan had a bit of a chameleon thing going on, blending in a little bit to help best protect, and also kind of be a little bit of a thorn in the side with the overprotectiveness for Bryn. Sorry about that.
My Drake was made for me by Rainey. My Drake is named Silverstein. I'm going to start with the stats, just because I can. Silverstein has a blunt of 10, finesse of 12, so quick and sneaky little guy, pretty strong. Conviction of 6, instinct is 8, and mischief is 4 to help balance out my everything. It definitely has a silver sheen, because, of course, nice little shiny dragon boy. Or girl, I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Maybe I haven't checked. Who's checked their dragon's gender? I don't know.
I haven't.
That's
Not
their
me.
business. Ellis absolutely has not told their parents about Silverstein and is actively trying to hide their existence from them. Because now that I have a Drake, they're gonna try and make me like be nobility, and no, you can't do that. I'm just a little rebel, little teenage rebel. I don't want that's too much responsibility. Keep your authority away from my dragon. I just want to have a cool friend. So I have decided that Silverstein's flaw is that they are very clingy, very needy.
Okay. The Last mechanic I need to mention, the fact that your Drake can disobey you sometime. So normally with kids on Drakes, it's a system where your dice can explode, which means if you roll the highest number, you roll again. But I add a little caveat to that. When you roll the highest number, you can choose to have your dice explode. But if you do, I, the Game Master, get a little point called a disobedience token. Which sometimes I can throw a wrench in whatever you're doing and just have your Drake just not listen. But it's give and take. You don't have to have your dice explode. But if you're just not sure if you're going to pass that check or you desperately want to, you can have your dice explode. But also, whenever you do fail a check, you guys get adversity tokens, which you can use to succeed on checks later. Cool?
I love that kind of mechanic.
Cool.
It's a really cool mechanic.
Failing
I like it.
upwards is always satisfying to have, or at least helps lessen the sting.
Oh, I did forget to ask how old everyone is.
Well, that's right. That is important.
It's important.
Yeah, just a little.
So, have we established, do Verdreen have approximately the same lifespan as humans?
They live longer, I believe.
Okay, significantly longer, twice as long,
Yeah.
3 times as long, 5 times as long.
I think a 15-year-old Verdreen looks like a 15-year-old, I think. It's just once you're an adult, you're an adult for a long time.
Yeah, that makes sense. So we mature at approximately the same pace, but then once we're mature, we just stay that way for a long time.
I do believe that's what we went with.
Some of them,
Yeah,
yes.
that makes sense. Okay.
There's probably some kind of variations, but we'll just say for the that.
But that is true only as long as they maintain their connection to nature. We had a guy who lost it, and he rather than looking vibrant and green, he kind of looked like dead leaves.
Oh.
Aloe. He got better though.
Yeah, he got better.
that's
All he
good.
had a come to Jesus moment.
Come to nature moment.
Right, yeah. Ages real quick.
I want to say Penelope is 13, 14, somewhere in there. When she turns 16 is when she will become part of the order of this church that is supporting the king. Not the king, the emperor.
How old is Ellis?
I was thinking around 13, 14, but I want to make sure there's in the group because I don't really want to be an outlier for this one.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I was also thinking around 14, 15.
Okay.
So maybe just ever so slightly older.
And then Bryn.
Actually, same age range as Gwen. Funny enough.
Okay, cool. We got some 13, 14s and some 14, 15s, I think.
Okay, cool.
Personally, I actually think Bryn might be turning 15. I don't know if we wanted to use a
Today?
birthday party. Yeah, today. We could
Okay.
set that up if that was a thing.
Perfect.
I don't care.
Nailed
Wow.
it.
Nice. So we're all coming together to celebrate your birthday. That's cool.
To celebrate your birthday. Now, how you got in is up to you guys. You either got tickets or snuck in to the arena to watch the latest game of 6ix9ine. And it's always a party there. Cheering, yelling, drinking for, who's allowed to drink. Maybe you're able to sneak one. They don't check too well here.
Is there even such thing as legal drinking age? Is that actually a concern here?
I
I'm
don't
sure
know.
to some extent. They're do your parents know?
So you're all in the crowd, and the game is just wrapping up. The local team, I think we literally just called them the Birds. I don't remember if we gave them a name.
Praytons? I remember hearing Zad use the word Praytons.
Sure, yeah, the Praytons.
Yeah, all that stuff was all Zad
Mhm.
intentionally to get
Yeah.
a Go Birds in there.
Go Birds.
Nice.
So I guess my question is for y'all is, did you pay for tickets? Did you sneak in today? Are you hiding under the bleachers with a stolen hot dog and beer equivalent?
I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I snuck in and am eating basically a giant pretzel.
Bryn snuck in. Obviously, Bryn snuck them all in. This is Bryn's favorite kind of shit to do. Is as trickery as they could make it, she would absolutely sneak everybody in. It's her birthday.
I don't think Penelope realizes that we have snuck in and gotten in a way that would get me in trouble.
Listen, I was thinking the same thing.
Penelope is definitely like, this is her version of like sort of her wild child phase, but she doesn't always fully realize what she's doing. She's just like,
Nice.
she's got decent enough conviction.
Yeah.
We've got the older mischief kid and the younger mischief kid, the older responsible kid and the younger responsible kid. We're just
Yeah.
Penelope has big himbo energy.
Nice. I think Gwen is like smart enough and like, you know, they've got pretty high instincts. So like they know that we snuck in, but I think they're just gonna try and like push it away and ignore it and just be on, be on alert the whole time. Like, yeah, it's fine, we can have fun, but like I'm a little on edge.
we snuck in because I came in with you guys instead of just
Oh,
showing
yeah.
up on my own.
Oh yeah. So like we all snuck in, yeah.
It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
But I think the story is, oh yeah, we totally got everyone tickets. And Gwen's just like, yeah, thank you for the tickets.
Bryn knows a guy. Who knows a guy? Who knows a girl?
Who looks like a boyfriend? Who looks like a girlfriend that I had him.
Yeah, I'm thinking like maybe there's some sort of like special deal with the clergy where if they wish to participate in this aspect of community building, they can sit in a certain area. But Penelope has been allowed, as she is exploring this community that she will one day be guiding, has been allowed to go in with her friends. So I know she probably hasn't thought about the fact that we didn't get tickets because she's never had to get tickets, and she's just happy to be here for the ride.
I think Gwen's like, yeah, we're all together, so they're not going to single us out, right?
Oh,
Oh, you guys will be fine. I'll just get in trouble.
That we established you're under the bleachers watching. This is probably like the last home game of the season, so you're real excited to sneak in, see the carnage in person, and you can hear the announcer, whose voice is like magically amplified, saying, "And thanks for everyone to come in another game here at I forgot the name of the stadium."
I don't think we named the stadium.
Cool.
It's probably been named after Krokchukvala, though.
I was gonna say, yeah, it has to be named after the Emperor.
Well, the Emperor's name is simply the Emperor.
Krokchukvala
worry
Memorial
about
Stadium. We don't know what happened to him.
Ooh.
Rumor has it he got eaten by something.
Thank you for attending another game at Clay Stadium. He goes through like a whole spiel and like, praise be the Emperor. Have a good day, everyone. Everyone starts trickling out. Y'all are taking a moment to get ready to leave. Do you do anything on the way out?
I pick up somebody's half-finished beer. Give it a good sniff first. Make sure they didn't just like use it as a piss cup.
That's not a fear I've ever had, but now.
I know, right? New fear unlocked.
It's a fear. Ellis, I think you should put that down.
Why? They're done with it.
Waste not, want not.
Just because they look done with it doesn't mean that they're, not sick. And honestly, do we have to explain to your dad, again, for the 15th time, how you came down with the stomach bug? I don't want you projectile vomiting on me again.
First of all, there was an illness that was just really bad beer. Second of all, why you gotta narc to my dad? Jeez.
I thought you liked getting in trouble, though. Isn't that kind of like your whole thing?
Yeah, but I already have Mom. I don't need another one.
Oh, ouch.
Well, stepmom.
Occasionally, I try to be a voice of reason. I guess that is not happening today.
Happy birthday, babe.
Yeah, thank you. But also, as the birthday girl, I do say don't drink that beer.
Does that count as one of the 3 things you get to request today?
Out of you, yes. Each of you owes me 3 things.
Oh my god. All right, go ahead. Tell me mine.
I didn't agree to this.
Yeah, birthday
I?
wishes. That's a thing.
Okay.
Well, let's see here. Well, I guess it's the second wish for you. First wish for both of you two. We are going to go over to my mom, back home. Mom will be done with classes, and she promised that she'll take a break from grading so we can actually have cake. This time around.
All right. I could do some birthday cake.
I happen to have a really little piece that my parents. The church has been talking a lot about not overindulging, but to help me be a better part of the community and all.
Hey, just because some of those old folks need to lower their blood sugar doesn't mean that your blood can't be nice and sweet.
Someone did tell me that makes the process a little easier, but I'm not sure which process they were actually talking about. I wasn't really paying attention during that lesson.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they just want your blood.
I mean, I
feel like-
it's kind of my family's whole deal.
I feel like at this point, Bryn and Wynn are both looking at each other like, as the two
Yeah.
elder ones, just
Yeah.
like
We're just like, yeah, cake.
cake.
So as you guys start heading out, I'm assuming you're going the back way you snuck in through to avoid any suspicion.
What are they gonna do? Kick us out?
We could just blend in with the crowd that's already leaving, you know?
True.
Everyone's leaving. No one's gonna check your tickets on the way out, right?
Unless it's me.
Yeah. Maybe the back way is a better idea.
I was gonna say back way's
no,
better because we have that one.
Okay. Yeah.
As you're all making your way through the back corridor, you all get a bad smell in your nose. It kind of smells like smoke, but also foul in some way.
Ellis, what did you eat?
Oh! Why do you assume it's me, man?
It's always you.
Not always. There was the one time, 2 weeks ago, where it wasn't.
What was it then?
That's because it was Silverstein. He
Oh,
takes
yeah.
after you.
Hey, you feed him some weird stuff.
I just give him what he wants to eat, man. You have any idea how much these guys are eating? Growing boy.
I'm sure we're all aware.
I don't know. I feel like I've got a bad feeling about this, actually.
Oh, well, now I have to see what it is.
Where there is smoke, as my mother always says, there is fire. I don't think we want to be caught near fire.
I mean, we could
Why not?
the other way and hope no one notices. Maybe if something's on fire, they'll be too distracted by the fire to notice that you broke in again.
Just tie my hands behind my back. They can't prove I did it if I can't start the fire. Which I didn't. I didn't do it. I was with you the whole time.
Well, there was that one time you went to the bathroom.
Yeah. And I did. I went to the bathroom. I promise.
I believe
I promise.
you. I believe you.
promise. This
Okay,
one's not
alright.
me.
Okay.
You didn't start it. I believe you this time, but should we
Count my
maybe,
matches
like,
if you
do
want.
something about it or go find the adults?
Because if it's burning.
Adults ask questions. I don't want to talk to anybody.
So you guys try to find the source of the smell.
I do.
Yeah. And Bryn is resigned because that is a child. Even though she is a child.
I have the
That
sudden
is
instinct that I am the youngest here.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we gotta keep that
By a
baby
little. Just a little.
I think Ellis is leading this. So, Ellis, could you roll me an instinct?
That's a 6.
You follow your nose and you're able to find in one of the back rooms like a slightly open door. You can see like some wisp of smoke coming through, and you definitely can tell the smell's in there. It smells awful.
safe. Have we smelled something like this
Weird.
before?
I'm gonna say no, or at least I hope no.
Oh,
Whereas
okay.
Ellis just like, is this what burning flesh smells like or something?
I mean, it kind of smells like what happens when Father Jeremy cooks, but also he can burn anything.
Sounds like a great guy.
Mom always says that they waited a little too long to have him ascend, and he kind of lost some of his senses and connections.
Can we peek in?
Yeah. You poke your head in.
I'm imagining one of those like stacked head scenarios.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like it's Scooby Doo.
Yeah.
Looks like some kind of like a break room. But you see there is a corpse, which is mostly skeletal, sitting against the wall, and behind the wall is like a burn mark in the shape of a man where the skeleton's sitting. From like the waist up, it's just ash and bone, and from the waist down, it's still a guy in pants.
Hey, I don't think he's gonna make it.
Oh, he's already gone. I don't know if they can convert just legs.
There's bones to work with.
We haven't gotten to the part of repurposing the bone and the blood of those who cannot be converted to thralls. I'm sure we can find something to do with it.
Like, leave it?
Yeah, and I
Leave
wasn't
it.
I wasn't really thinking about getting a new servant or something.
I do think Penelope's like walked a little far forward. She's not like within touching distance, but she's just like, what's going on here?
So you're checking out the corpse?
Yeah, she's not close enough to touch it, but she works in the Bone Cathedral. She spent a lot of time around bones, so she's curious.
Give me an instinct.
I would absolutely just be following you into the room and looking around. But anything else in here that's weird?
I got
Or-
a 5.
Neat.
Okay, 5 was enough to catch the small things, the obvious things. Sorry, not small things. So you,
All
first
the
you
small
notice
things.
all the.
Sorry,
Okay.
sorry, not sorry.
Sorry.
So looking at it, you notice that the skeleton's teeth, 2 of them are much longer than usual,
Ooh.
and you notice a lot of silver jewelry that is kind of melted, but still intact on the body, and you can recognize that as one of the locals, Aurelius Beck.
I think this used to be Aurelius.
You know him as the owner of the mines.
He owns the mines. I wonder what happened to him.
Ellis and Penelope have probably actually met him because nobility and worked at the church. The other 2, you've probably never actually interacted with the guy.
No.
Not unless he got a sudden interest in like the classes my mom is teaching.
Yeah, I don't think Gwen's family hangs out at the mines.
Yeah, he wasn't exactly like a pleasant individual, but he's generic shitty boss.
Mm.
But he's not like horrible shitty boss. He's just
Right.
like that boss you
Mm.
could stand to work for at least 3 years before you decide something's
Right.
gotta give, and you
Mm.
find your give and you take the walk.
You do know though that he does have a son around your age,
Oh shit.
Sylvanus Beck.
It's weird that he was down here and not like up in the stands watching. You think he'd be one of in the noble box?
Yeah, I don't think he just came down here to hang out. Spontaneously combusted.
While they're checking out the body, I want to check around the rest of the room. See if I see anything suspicious.
Yeah, looking around, you notice that it doesn't look like there was a struggle
Hmm.
or anything. The very obvious things, like there's the burn mark on the wall in like his shape. There's other scorch marks along the wall, but it was like almost directed at Aurelius.
Hmm.
But while you're looking around, you hear footsteps approaching the room.
Oh shit.
I'm gonna like kind of gesture toward them to like hide behind the door.
You might have to like physically tug on Penelope's arm because she's just distracted by scorched bones. Are these gonna be usable? She's not touching, but she's examining.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over and like pull on her a little bit, like, hey.
What? Yeah.
Everyone give me a finesse roll.
Yeah, hide and seek.
Oh, yeah, finesse, that thing.
To avoid the problem of getting caught.
5.
I have a D10 in that. I rolled
Hmm.
5.
That's my D4 stat.
We're getting
And that's a
arrested.
1.
Ooh,
You're getting arrested.
7.
So you hear them talking, and someone says, "Yeah, I found something horrible. I don't want to go in there alone. I don't know what I'm gonna find. Maybe like one of the zombies just got lost or something. I don't know, but just want to check it out to be sure." And then you hear 2 sets of footsteps that enter the room, and Ellis, you did not get behind the door in time,
No.
and you're just standing over.
I'm just
the-
standing right there.
I picture like behind a very thin like light pole or something.
Oh, I don't even look like I'm trying to hide at that point. I rolled a 1.
Ellis was mid trying to hide, just like one
Yeah.
step.
Ellis, you can take an adversity token,
Oh, yeah.
which I almost forgot about.
I did forget about.
You see standing in front of you the owners of the stadium, Cassius Clay and his husband Marcellus Clay.
I love it.
nice.
I feel like I just look them dead in the face. Like they walk in the room, stop talking, see me, like, I didn't do that.
This is maybe the 5th time we've caught you sneaking in, and this time you're over a corpse. You realize we kind of have to do something, right?
Yeah, there's a corpse. You should find who did that.
Yeah. First of all, you notice they're super casual about there being a corpse, which pretty normal around here.
Corpses, yes. Half burned? Less though.
Half burnt. They didn't even considered it, and now they're looking at it and go, "Oh,
Hey, sir, yeah. He's kind of missing a lot. It's like 50% off right now.
Penelope is partially crouched behind a table and she giggles at that.
Legs for days, arms for nothing.
Cassius turns to his husband Marcellus. Can you get guards, I guess? I'll watch him. Also, while you're at it, send someone to get his dad.
What are you gonna watch me for? I'm not gonna do any tricks.
Marcellus leaves. You can assume to get more people to deal with the corpse in the room.
The corpse in the room.
Hey, this guy smells really bad. Can you go grab some like incense or something to help with that? Because it's really messing with my sinuses, and I'm gonna have nightmares from this smell.
I'm assuming you're trying to get him to leave so you can leave.
Mostly so the ones behind the door can leave, because I'm already caught. This is not new.
Yeah, I'm gonna need a finesse, I think, for that one.
Oh no. Like I said, I'm here to cause mischief, not avoid it. I got a 2 this time. I'm counting up.
Uh-huh. Where are your friends this time, by the way?
Probably halfway to the party.
So if I start looking around, I'm not gonna find them.
Probably not.
Uh-huh.
What? You really think that I could get them somewhere like this? Come on.
Fair. I don't think you're that good.
Ouch.
Whoa.
Okay.
Rude.
Shots fired.
Ow.
I see. We're gonna spar? Okay. Bring your best.
I would like to do something.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like Gwen is really thinking and trying how we can avoid this problem here. And they have vines.
They are prehensile.
So I'm going to try the door is open, right?
Yes.
So that means on the side with the what's it called? My
Hinges?
brain has just forgotten the word.
Hinges or handle?
The hinges. Thank you. So the side, so the side with the hinges, I assume, has like a little gap.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to try and get my vine through that gap, and then like knock on the wall to make it like a sound outside.
Roll mischief.
Mischief. Oh, okay. It's not gonna
Like I said,
happen then, y'all.
You can always argue another stat for that if you don't think that matches.
So I think that I am trying to help us avoid a problem here,
Okay.
and I've
That's
been
fair.
really thinking about it. So I'm gonna try and pitch conviction
Oh.
or finesse.
I'd love finesse for that one. Yeah, go
Okay.
for it.
Okay.
Yeah, that seems more like a finesse move to move the vine and do that.
Oh. I got a 7.
A 7. Okay. He looks around and says, I think I just heard something.
Wait, well, what if that's whatever did this?
You make a good point. You stay here. I'm going to go look. Okay?
Pinky promise.
Try not to die while I'm gone or steal anything.
I always try not to die when you're gone, Cassie.
I don't know
Come
what that
on.
means. Bye.
Cassie. This is
Yeah, he steps out the room to check things out.
I feel like at this point, Bryn and Wynn just like sort of the ye old cartoon fall over style of the callback to when we were doing the little like the stacked head situation.
oh yeah.
Did we notice any other doors in here, or is it just the door in and out?
It was one door in and out.
Okay.
But this is like on the side, like the hallway continues in both directions.
Yes.
It's not like a dead end. Okay.
Okay, we've checked out the snow. How about before we're charged with murder, we go home?
We're gonna have to find some other way to sneak out that he's not gonna notice. I say from behind I managed to get behind a chair and was torn between like doing the mental math of can I do a barrel roll to get out the door without anyone noticing, and do I actually want to abandon my friends?
Oh, nice.
And just like, oh, my friend is in trouble. I might help somehow.
Is
Okay,
there
I have
a
an idea.
door across the is there a door like directly across the hallway from us, or nearby on the other side?
I don't see why not.
Between our two troublemakers, we gotta know at least one other way that we might be able to get out of the stadium without being noticed.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, we just gotta get out of this hallway without being noticed. After that, run for the hills.
Wynn, you said you had an idea.
Yeah, so what if the three of us come into the hallway like we came from the other side of the hallway, and we're like, while he's got his back turned, like, oh, we were trying to find our friend. She's still here? He's still here?
Love the spirit. Good luck convincing.
Okay.
There's two directions of the hallway. If he went
Mhm.
one direction, you could just go the other way. If you're lucky, you don't have to interact with him whatsoever.
Actually,
Okay,
yes, we're actually
could just
putting
all
way too much.
run.
Yeah, we're putting too much thought into this.
Let's just go.
Sprint,
Let's just go.
Yeah.
Go for it.
sprint.
I'll pull up the rear.
No, you're not.
Then if he turns and sees me, then I'm just like, come on. You guys get down first, and then you were never here. That's how this works.
And then we can come back and bail you out later. Perfect. Let's do it.
Only if I'm caught.
Dude, they're literally going to call your father. You will be
Yeah.
grounded. Again.
I'm already grounded.
All right, less talking, more running.
No.
You guys go sprinting down the hallway, get to the back exit that you snuck in through.
Thank you for listening to Game Woven. This week we have been playing a Kids on Bikes hack created by our very own Lex Olden called Kids on Drakes. If you like what we're doing, feel free to leave us a review on your podcasting app. You can go support us on Patreon at patreon.com/gamewoven. You can also support the Patreon for the One Shot Podcast Network, where you can help support a bunch of other shows. This week's episode features Lex Olden, Brianna Jean, Emily, as was foretold, Jency from Roleplay Retcon, one of our sister shows, and Rainy Keys.